Hey, how's it going? Wooksy here, and today I'll be showing you my White Mage guide. In this guide, I'll be focusing primarily around the set items. I'm not going to be focusing around Zeus set or anything else like that. Just focusing on the set items. And with that said, let's go over some positive and negatives. So, some positive things about the White Mage is that he's relatively easy to gear. Most of his items give CDR, so maxing out your CDR at 50% is very simple. Um, and his set items only require 4 items, compared to some sets that require 5. Another couple good things about the White Mage is that he's a really good support role. He gives a 50% mitigation shield, and he's always healing and always putting bubbles on everybody. So that's really useful in team play. So he's also really fast for farming in solo play. Um, and that also makes him really good for wormhole pushing. I personally got to 173 during season 7 with this exact same build, and the damage has been increased probably about a solid 60 to 70% compared to what it was. So the ability you have with this build is a lot higher. So you might even be carrying your group half the time due to the chain lightning. So every time you heal yourself or a party member, you cast a chain lightning. So if you're playing in a 3 or 4 man party, that can add up pretty significantly. I would say the one drawback about the White Mage though is that he doesn't have any way to escape a bad situation. So if you get surrounded, either you're gonna tank it and survive and kill him, or you're just gonna die. No other way around that, so you just have to be a little careful while you're kiting stuff. But with that said, let's go over the items. So starting with the helmet, I chose the Death Knight's Visage. Um, the only upgrade to this is the Mevius Mighty Helm, just because it gives a ton of percentage magic damage and CDR. Um, Other than that, this helm is best in slot. For the amulet, you're going to be using the set amulet. There's no other option. For the weapon, I highly suggest using the spell shard because it's now almost angelic tier. They heavily bumped up the damage on it, so it's a really good item in general for us too. It has a ton of magic damage, high attack speed, good CDR, mana on hit. It's exactly what we're looking for out of a weapon. For the chest, we're going to be using the Sacred Robe. Obviously, it's the set item, that's what we have to use. We're going to be using the Ancient Aegis. Um, Obviously, it has tons of magic damage, all stats, mana on hit. It's a really good choice. For the gloves, we're going to be using Shadow's Grasp, just because, again, they're the best in slot for this build. They give you a ton of magic damage, they give you damage reduction, all talents, um, energy, so they're really good. It gives you a little bit of armor as well. For the boots, we're going to be using the Sacred Marchers. Obviously, we have to if we want the set bonus. And then lastly, we're going to be using the Sacred Owl. Again, obviously, we need the set bonus, so we have to use it. Now, the set bonus is Healing Zone now follows the player, so it's going to be this skill right here. That's what the set bonus does, is it makes that follow you, so you always have a 50% damage mitigation. You're always getting healed for a ton, so that also means you're always casting chain lightnings. Now, going over the talent points, I put 25 points into Heavenly Fire just because this is always going to be up on every mob pretty much at all times. So it's a good dot, it's always up. The next points I put 25 into is Restless Spirits, just because you're always going to be casting that and you're always going to have a ton of those out. So those do quite a bit of damage. I don't focus too much on the heals just because, as you can see, without any points in it, it's already a 400k heal. I don't put points into Curse just because I don't really care about blowing enemies up on death. the last 25 points you put into Chain Lightning, because obviously that's going to be the majority of your damage done, since you're going to be healing yourself at all times and healing your party members. The last 20 points I put into Absorb Shield, just because it's the best thing you could do at this point. You don't need to put extra points into healing abilities, don't need to put extra points into healing zone. Mana Orb's a joke. So the rest of the points into Absorb Shield is the best way to do it. Other than that, it's a really easy character to play. You pretty much bind everything to a single key and just make sure your healing zone is up at all times. As you're kiting mobs, just try to make sure they don't surround you, just because, like I said before, you don't have a way to get out of bad situations. Um, but other than that, it's a really fast farmer. It's a really fun build. I really enjoyed it a lot in Season 7, and now that it's going to be even stronger in Season 8, I look forward to playing it again. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you did, and twitch.tv Wooxie Gaming for my Twitch channel. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for looking over the guide, and see you in the next video.